See, Music Factory says. All right, so Floyd Camp, talk to us a little bit about that matchup.
It's going to be a good atmosphere. A different type of crowd. A lot of people from around here don't make the trip up, but I think there's going to be a pretty good crowd there. I don't know if Oak Hill or anyone's playing before us like last year.
Yeah.
But I'm sure it's going to be a lot of fun and try to go up there and bring back a W.
Now, is that part of that classic? Is that correct?
I'm assuming so. I'm not really sure on it.
Because and I apologize because you can tell I didn't do the research on that one. I just saw it on the schedule. But of course, we're not contractually able to make the trip. So, but Chris, you said you had another question.
Well, I'm just curious. What do you know about Floyd County?
Tell you the truth, I don't know a whole lot. The only thing I know is who they had last year, which I really don't remember a whole lot about it. But I'm sure Coach has done a little bit of scouting on him and stuff, and he'll let us know on that on the way up there.
Yeah, I think you'll have time to work on that on the bus ride up.
Yeah, for
of course,
sure.
How are this is, I can't know any way to say it, but how are you physically? Because you all played 4 out of 5 days at the Arby's. You had 1 day off. You came back, played an emotional Union team at home. You've had 1 day. Now you're back here, and you got to play a back-to-back and play tomorrow. How are you all physically? How are you physically?
I think I'm pretty well. I just think, I feel fine running and sprinting and all that, but the jumping might not be all the way there. Just the jumping ability is the only thing that's kind of down. But, that just goes away with the season. It's hard to keep that up. But, we've been taking a lot of ice baths, doing a lot of stretching and stuff to try to keep our bodies correct.
Abington, Ridgeview next week. Of course, those are always tough matchups at Abington and at Ridgeview. So I know you got a long ride tomorrow, and so I'll let you get out of here, get you some rest tonight, and we'll be following you tomorrow.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right.
By the way, y'all need to get this DB Cup out of here.
Oh, yeah.
Why'd you look at me?
Look at Mr. Ferguson. Mr. Ferguson, which for as much as his patronage to Sullivan North High School, is drinking from a Dobbins Bennett cup tonight. So if you want to send that, I'll post his phone number so you can all text him here in just a few minutes. But got a special young man, and does a lot of stuff, not necessarily always on the scoreboard, but does everything else. He did have 4 key points in the fourth quarter. He's Drew Vermillion. Drew, appreciate you spending just a minute with us.
Thank you.
All right, so talk to us about this. Again, an onslaught of shooting in the first half. Again, they were way over 70%. Did you all expect this from this John Battle team?
Honestly, I did. They do this every time we play up here. They have a really good team this year, and they played their best tonight.
This was the same team that shot about 20% against Wise Central 2 nights ago, and they come in here, like I said, shot like that. So what was it what kind of turned the tide at halftime? What were some of the things that was said, and how did you all get back into this ball game and, again, come away with a 10-point win?
We just had to grow tough as a team. We were kind of weak early, just letting back doors and everything slip by us. But we sharpened it up in the second half and stopped that, and it worked out for us.
Well, I got to tell you, I feel partially responsible for this. At the start of the game during warm-ups, I turned to Joe and I said, this should be a fairly easy game tonight, which is a good thing with Floyd County coming up tomorrow. And I don't think I'm ever going to say that again.
Never. Yeah.
So, do you know anything about Floyd coming up tomorrow?
I imagine it's about the same team as last year. They were pretty good last year. They always have good teams, so it'll be a good matchup for us, and just a good road game.
Well, it's like I told Bradley. I think y'all will have time on the bus ride coming up to think about it.
Oh, yeah, we will, for sure.
So looking ahead to the rest of the season, after tomorrow will be a tough challenge for you all. What do you anticipate as your biggest hurdle coming up heading into the tournament?
I would say, of course, West Central and Union, there'll be good conference games, and even games like John Battle, and they always give us a good game. But I think Cleveland, Tennessee will probably be the team to beat.
That'll be a long trip down to almost to Chattanooga on that also.
Now, so a few weeks ago we talked about this. Are you ready to announce your decision?
No, yeah.
Your college decision?
I'm still waiting out a little bit, yeah.
Have you who have you talked to, or what are some of your? I mean, you don't have to tell us, of course, but I mean, who have you talked to, and what are some things that's going on?
So far, I've talked to UVA Wise, Emory Henry, University of Pikeville, Carson Newman. A few schools, but
Well, of course, national sign. They had the early signing day, signing, and I know things a lot of times there is a lot of shifting because some guys don't sign, some guys do, and then it's a lot of movement. Are you thinking about that maybe a little bit later? When are you thinking maybe you might come to kind of a decision?
I have a few visits this month actually.
Yeah.
So I'd say after this month, I just want to check out these other schools and see what they have.
None of them, though, with the tradition and pride of Emory and Henry College.
That's true.
No bias there in your reporting?
No bias whatsoever, but no, it's wherever you're going to go, we know you're going to be a success. So.
Hey, Drew, I do have one favor before you go. I have been pressuring Luke Reed because Joe calls him the Dennis Rodman of y'all's team.
Uh-huh.
And Rodman, when he played, I don't know if you're familiar with him, used to dye his hair all kinds of crazy colors. And I've been after Reed to do that. And the last game, Samantha
Gerald.
She said, Gerald said she would dye her hair for a game if Luke would. And we've got the recording.
Uh-oh.
So put some pressure on him for me because I'd love to see both of them come out with just like
now,
bright
I call him a
pink
Dennis
hair.
Rodman in the Piston days before all the psychedelic stuff happened. But
Drew wants to dye
ooh, hey, it could be team solidarity there. But
what about Kate Pendleton, Drew Vermillion dyeing the hair?
Yeah. If you can get her, maybe. But.
One could do blue, one could do white.
Is Kate still here? Let's get her on the air.
I'm making this my mission before the end of the season. I want someone to come out on the court with bright dyed hair.
But Chris, you're going to have to dye your hair too, it sounds like.
Well, you need to tell Luke, though, that Sam has called him out on it.
All right, I'll tell him.
So, but certainly do appreciate you and appreciate what you do for the team. And like I said, we'll let you get out of here because I know it's 9:45. Get you some rest. Good luck tomorrow, and we'll be following you.
Alrighty.
Drew Vermillion, again, of a victorious Gate City basketball team. 10-point winners here tonight. They are about to take our table from us. So let's wrap up real quick here. Our initial, of course, Chris, your thoughts as we wrap up here from a victorious John Battle High School.
Well, when Rob interrupted me a minute ago with my train of thought, Gate City really honestly deserved to lose this game because of the way they played for 3 quarters. Well, 2.5 quarters. But my point to that is they showed the resiliency to hang around. The Trojans really only had 1 3-minute stretch where they led up, but that was enough, and Gate City was able to take advantage of it, which is the sign of a really good ball team. So I'm pleased with the effort that they had tonight. They did not just give up. They hung around, and they fully took advantage of their mistakes to come out with a huge win.
Rob, your thoughts as we wrap up here?
I just think that there was a perfect game that needed to be played by John Battle. And John Battle, statistically, won a lot of things if you looked at the stats. But the one thing they weren't able to win was the total scoring, which Gate City pulled away at the end, and that's what good teams do, is they hang around no matter what the adversity is, and they pull off with the win. So until next week.
So again, like I said, now Gate City will be in action. The boys only will be traveling up the road to Floyd County. Contractually, we can't cover the game, so we'll be off actually for coverage until next Tuesday. Again, that ball game at Abington. But again, we'll have highlights and follow as much as we can, publish on Facebook, through all of our social medias, and get you again, like I said, updated with everything that happens tomorrow. Again, we'll of course we'll have our Farm Bureau Players of the Week, which we'll put that on air and talk about that on Sunday. Got Tim Burnett here of John Battle.
Hey, out there, Gate City Blue Devils, Radio Land out there.
Tim Burnett, the man, the myth, the legend for John Battles.
John Battle Radio Network,
hey,
Joe. You guys do a great job.
Your thoughts of the game tonight?
Well, I thought we played really, really well. Third quarter, fourth quarter, got a little gas. Obviously, Urban and Dean took the game over in the fourth quarter. I tell you, our team played really, really well, but just didn't close it out. If we'd have played like that Wednesday, it might have been, I'm not saying we would have beat Wise, but it would have been a little bit different because we shot under 30% the whole game. So you guys have a great team. I've always admired Coach Vermillion, obviously Zach Urban, Bradley Dean. I mean, the 1-2 punch, pretty awesome. So, and also that Georgetown Hoya.
That Hoya. So appreciate
guys,
you.
y'all do a great job.
Thank you, Tim. Thank you, Tim. Again, so we'll get out of here. Again, like I said, we'll be back on the air on Tuesday. We'll have, again, our Farm Bureau Players of the Week. That'll be posted on Sunday, and we'll have some other things coming up as well. So, again, for Mr. Ferguson and Mr. Carr, this is Joe Carter. You've been listening to the home of Blue Devil Sports. This is Gate City Sports Radio.
You are listening to the home of Blue Devil Sports. This is Gate City Sports Radio. Sports Radio.